Hello everyone! For this video, this is going to be taking a look at the new DB standard type stadium, the one that we have right here. We're going to compare it to the other stadiums. Maybe I'll do one battle in each stadium to give an idea with the new system bay, and then the final battle on the thing. But I kind of want to have this video serve as an in-depth video, sort of going and explaining the DB stadium. Now, don't you worry, we will have a full separate video going over the previous generations of bays for burst in the DB stadium. This one's going to be focused on how does it compare to the predecessors, one that's metal fight, one that's burst, actually all of them that are burst, just one metal fight for comparison, and we're going to get started. By the way, if you're enjoying the video, make sure to subscribe and click bell notifications on. So the first explanation to talk about is what exactly is different from the Burst Standard Stadium. So the original Burst Standard Stadium, if I do a side-by-side, actually perfect, it captures them both. A side-by-side, the difference, ignoring size, is that there are 3 pockets, meaning you get pocketed here, here, and here. And obviously it is a smaller area. To the new DB Stadium, there are only 2 pockets, meaning here and here, when you can get pocketed out. But not only that, the stadium is deeper than the Burst Standard Stadium. Now what that means is that since it's deeper, when the bays are traveling around, I guess they're more likely to go to the center too. Plus there's 2 tornado ridges. There is 2 tornado ridges on this thing. 2 tornado ridges. So there is, like, I would say about 1 right here. But on this stadium, you can see I'm going with my finger here. There is 1 right here, and then another one to go around. Let's compare it to, let's say, of course, MFP. I have my BB10 right here. So obviously this stadium is bigger. So actually, you'll notice that the format for stadiums, if I move it like this, was the idea of 3 pockets around, and obviously like a little shield, but just 2 main pockets, which makes it pretty interesting. And obviously to the area and how the bays travel. Let's compare it to something else. So HASBRO's Pro Series Stadium. So the only, I put a skin on this. I do have the skin on the other one too, but it doesn't really take away from the comparison. So with the Pro Series Stadium, aside from that really weird pocket right there, there is a total of 4 pockets, and this one mainly has 2, but they're big pockets, which is a good thing, because if the pockets were very small, you'd get something like the Pro Series, where it's maybe hard to give the KO, and the pockets are also inwards. They're not like outside where the bay lands. So that's the idea there. Obviously, this has a deeper tornado ridge, I would say, compared to the standard stadium. So the big difference in these two is that this has a deeper ridge for the thing, but obviously this has 2 ridges. But the second ridge that's outside is about as deep as the Pro Series is. The last one, which is the most fun, it is the garbage that is the actually, hold on, we're selling it, never mind. The #1 Dash Stadium, 10 out of 10, 10 out of 10. No, all joking aside, so obviously the pet peeve with the stadium was how weird the pockets were. There was like this line thing where it was hard to KO on this side. And on this, really it was only one real way to KO. So the big difference is that if I change the positioning, there's actually 2 pockets where this one's technically still 3, but really just this main one. And the big improvement is that it's literally just the standard, but with small modifications. So this is certainly better than the Dash Stadium, but we're probably going to be selling the Dash Stadium still, so make sure to check out our shop, actually, link in the description below. Maybe we'll maybe we'll bundle it with the new one, so you could have the new and the old. Hey. All right, all kidding aside, what I thought would be a perfect opportunity would be this. I will have 2 of the same bays throughout every single battle. And we're going to compare their performance, and me and my father will be watching, and we'll rank it at the end. So we're going to do the same 2 bays. I'm going to do Belial and Rage Longinus, and we're going to do it in all of the stadiums. If the stadium moves, whatever, because I'm not going to tape each one by one. And at the end, we're going to see how well does DB compare. So I'm just gonna get lower here, comfortable position. New setup, eh? New setup. Probably not gonna be our main setup, but still good setup. All right, look at that. So easy to escape. But this is a metal fight stadium, so it makes absolutely no sense why...
Still on WBA.
There you go. I mean, it made no sense that we battled in there. So obviously, you know, difference, one was for burst, one was for MFB, but other than that, you know, the standard is the golden... I can't say standard again, that'd be funny, but it's not a joke. It's like, it's the best burst stadium. Nice, outspin. But the...
more metal like before.
Yeah, the metal classing is cool. Now, the most important thing to realize with this is that because the bays are getting so big and bulky that the stadium has kind of eventually served its purpose. I might get a KO on this, I don't know. But maybe Rage wasn't the best idea for stock. I can get Brave. Actually, Brave is going to serve for a better idea. So I do have Brave with me. So I'll use Brave to actually show this example. So maybe Rage served its purpose for the video. Nice. All right, so here's what I mean with the standard. So obviously, look at that, self-KO. How many times have you seen me doing a video, and I don't cut it, I like one takes. How many times have you seen where a bay self-KOs? It's so big, the bay now, that it's ridiculous. Now, this is where this stadium comes in, the HASBRO Pro Series Stadium. Missing the leg, because they cheaped out on giving it one leg on there. All right, Rage, you're just gonna serve as balance for it. Nah, it doesn't matter. Okay. Whatever, the Pro Series Stadium. So what's good with the Pro Series Stadium, if I launch Brave again, attack types are less likely to self-KO in this stadium. That's why I like the Pro Series Stadium. It is not perfect. You know, the pockets could have been maybe handled a little bit better. But if I launch a new series in the Pro Series Stadium, okay, the point with the Pro Series, less likely to self-KO. Actually, that is a good point. So, the idea with these stadiums, just as we're showing it off, is just to show the big differences with each other. So obviously, I do like the Pro Series Stadium a little bit more than the original standard type stadium. This is out of personal preference. I do understand the complaint on the pockets, but, you know, we have Pro Series Stadium right here. Okay, proper. So let me give you an example with a DB Bay and Brave. So let's get Brave for an example. All right, Brave is not making my case for the pocketing. Maybe we'll reverse launch the order. So, Belial. I think the purpose was served for this. Okay. So far, Pro Series Stadium ranking up pretty well. Let's move this out of the way. Dash Stadium. So the issue with the Dash Stadium is just that this is anti-attack. Now what I mean by this is self-KO. That's a big issue. It's anti-attack. Now what I mean by that is that attack types are not favored in this stadium. They'll just sometimes get stuck in here and sometimes get stuck in there. Now for the other types, it's fun. Now the main idea that they were trying to go with this was this little ridge thing right here, and they're kind of, I guess, supposed to build up speed in there like that, for an example. So we'll do battle in a Dash Stadium now, and maybe we'll do Rage. We'll bring back Rage for this. So you can see the point. It's an attack type. Look how many times it gets stuck there. So this was the biggest complaint for the Dash Stadium, obviously. So it's actually good we're showing it on each of the systems on this stadium, and then after to finally hammer home the point that I like this DB. Nice. Right. Now with the DB Stadium. Okay, now you've seen me hard launch Brave. So what happens if I hard launch Brave in this stadium? Let's see. So because that ridge is deep, it's not going to self-KO. Like, let me try my best to self-KO. Let me try my best. So do you see how with a tip like this, it does not self-KO? So in a way, this helps attack types quite a bit because there's a lot of room to go in. But let's do a battle and let's actually see how good is this stadium. There you go. So you'll notice that they do spend a little bit of time on the ridge. Now look, you can still KO in this stadium. I'm here to tell you that that is simply not the case. They are not going to have a hard time. So if I do Rage, so Rage is a Bey that's known to KO right away. You put on that Extreme Dash combination and it will just beat up anything. Anything, anywhere, anytime. And this is good to showcase the stadium. So the reason why I like the stadium quite a bit is that it gives the Beys enough room to move. Now, I don't know how perfect the stadium is, but it's certainly not bad. So the next thing I want to do is perfect opportunity. We're going to get Rage on Extreme Dash, and we're going to see how Rage goes against stock Belial. Or maybe we'll do it against Brave, and then after Belial. Or let's launch first. So this is Extreme Dash, launched in the stadium. Let me try to do a flower pattern. Oh, not like that. That's like the live stream where they didn't know how to launch. Wow, twice. Wow. Okay, so don't do that. Okay, so that's a tip. Don't do that. Okay, well, clearly, don't do a sliding shoot. Sliding shoot's not the best idea. You can definitely just do a straight launch. All right, let's try it against Brave, just to see. Look at that. So Brave can still KO. So what I'm trying to illustrate right now with doing these matches is just to show that obviously attack types are not as nerfed, but look at that, another KO. Another KO. We'll do it in a second. So all this stadium is gonna do is gonna make you think a little bit smarter with attack types. Does it mean it's gonna be perfect? I think probably stamina and defense might get a small buff in this stadium, but I don't think that it's gonna be something insane. So we're gonna I have to do Rage on Extreme Dash against this, right? All right, we'll do that against Dynamite Belial. Yeah, it's kind of funny, I'm not gonna lie. Yeah, they kind of spent a lot of time on the ridge. Well, hey, for all those people that like to use Rage on Extreme Dash, I really want to see a reaction to this stadium. Ooh, boy. Okay, this is obviously going to go to Belial. Nice. Nice. I'll do one more. And at the end, we're going to rate it. All right. All right, look at that. You can still KO with Rage. All right. So all the Rage fanatics, you're good. All right, so my father and I are going to rank the stadiums for least. I would say the MFB.
Yeah.
I think MFB, for the newer Beys, specifically for the newer Beys, the MFB Stadium is solid for MFB specifically. I'm sure for the original burst. For
the evolution of the stages and like just old stuff.
But it does take inspiration from the ridges, I'm noticing. So this has to be last place, sadly. All right, what is second last? Second least favorite. Now we are selling it for a good price, but where do you rank it? Second last? Which one do you like more, the Standard or the Pro Series?
I don't like the Pro Series.
All right, so that means Pro Series is going to be, it'll be first, second, it's going to be third place. Fifth is MSB, fourth is Dash. So So this is specifically with the newer system bays. I'm not talking about with all the systems being factored in. I think this stadium is excellent for the new stuff. I think the size works. Now, of course, you know, when the bays are hanging on the side there, it's a little bit worrying, but you still can get KOs. I think this stadium's going to be fine. The strategy is going to be a lot different, and I feel that's what people are most afraid about, because obviously, let's be honest now, like how easy it is to probably use like an extreme dash and win right away, or evolution dash. Well, evolution, well, you know, it's a pro and a con, because you can still KO, and you can't self-KO, but also your stamina and how you launch is going to be really important. I like to see him quite a bit. If you disagree, hey, put it in the comments. Hey, this is an open discussion. Where do you rank these stadiums? Only for the new system stuff. I'm not talking about in general. In general, we have a different video for it. But that's going to be it for now. Huge thanks to my father for organizing all the stadiums to help out. We are going to have a video coming up where we get dual layers, sparking, GT, Chozetsu, and test it out in this stadium. That is where we end off the video though, so I want to say bye and have a safe day.